I recently just bought a DS, like a Nintendo 3DS, and I homebrewed a console. And it's really cool because I bought this console for like £110, and it's not the new 3DS, obviously it doesn't run very well, but it's still relatively cheap, all things considered. And I homebrewed it. It took me maybe like an afternoon, even less than that even. And at the end of it, I just can play every single Pokemon game imaginable. And I just feel sad. The reason that the new Sword and Shield games, Scarlet and Violet games, do really well is because they have this access to the HDMI output, and the 3DS really doesn't. And that's what I think really holds it back, because Pokemon is this mega franchise, but it was only recently now that all these streamers and stuff can actually do it on YouTube that it started to do really, really well. And before that, it was kind of hampered by the fact that you could not output video. I have been playing Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon, and it is genuinely a good game. Hot take, it might have more like expression to it than even Sword and Shield. Remember when it came out and people were like, wow, these games actually have personality, and they changed up this gameplay because now it's the trial instead of having gyms. And yeah, coming back to it, I think it's like 7 years later, it does feel like that, especially compared to Scarlet and Violet. These games actually feel like they have some semblance of personality. This character is just absolutely fucking cute. Her name's Acerola. She's a ghost type gym leader. It's pretty obvious she's like an orphan, essentially. All in, she's just like character design wise, really cute. A lot of people like Lusamine. I don't know how to say it. She's the mommy. I don't know why people like the whole tall mommy vibe. It's not really for me. You know, I'm playing Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and the game is actually just surprisingly hard. So far, I haven't been in the game. I stopped when Ultra Necrozma kind of one-shotted my entire team. When I say he kind of one-shotted my entire team, I mean I did about 10% of damage, because otherwise he outsped and literally one-shotted my entire team. Because my game is, I homebrewed my device, right? So I can technically cheat, and I have been cheating in a sense. So what I did was, I made sure the IVs are around 20 to 30, and it's not a non-beneficial nature. And then generally when I play Pokemon games, I try to battle every trainer I can find. And then I would still end up very nearly losing. It is very hard. The newer games, they didn't allow you to go indoors, which is, I miss that. Like in Sun and Moon, all I'm doing is, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, all I'm doing is going indoors, talking to strangers, and then they'll give you an item, or they'll talk some shit about something in our real world or something in the world of Pokemon, and it's just really charming because the world feels really nice and expansive, and I actually feel like I am part of the world and learning about what's going in and on. And then with the newer games, like, you can't even go inside to like buy stuff. Okay, so I'll enter this one random building, and okay, so I feel like there is something going on in this building, and then either I'll walk around and there'll be a secret somewhere. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, they have these totem stickers everywhere that, like, you can just walk around someone's house, and it makes sense the stickers there because it's the house for a child captain, and it's just so charming that the game's inviting you to actually go inside and explore this world. I want to talk about this Mimikyu trial specifically. So how do you make a Pokemon memorable? It's a very simple question, and it's also a very basic answer. You engage with the Pokemon. What does that mean? You know why Mimikyu is so memorable to me? I haven't played Pokemon Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon in 10 years, and I still remember the trial 100% down to like the smallest details. It's because you're integrating this Pokemon like actually into the world. So with the Mimikyu trial, you're exploring all these facets of him. He is a ghost type Pokemon. So there's the fact there's a fake Pikachu. So sometimes you'll see Mimikyu acting as if it's a Pikachu. And because it's a ghost type, you can have a bit more flexibility with that. So when he's acting as a Pikachu, he's actually like, looks like a Pikachu. And there's also a ghost type, so you've got this really nice ghost trial built around it. So in Pokemon, they don't actually try to scare you with ghost type Pokemon. The whole point is, ooh ha ha, ghost type Pokemon actually exist in this world, and ooh, do ghosts do? We don't know. So you can't really build too much of ambience where you're trying to scare the kids. But at the same time, ghosts exist. So in this trial, you don't see them, and then they're picking up stuff, and then you take out your camera, and then you're actually engaging with this mechanic of the game, and then you take photo of the ghosts, and then you do that a few times, and you get Mimikyu. Why am I telling you all this? I'm telling you all this because these are stories that your brain can remember. So in the Scarlet and Violet, when you actually do the gyms, you interact with the game world in the most superficial way. So for the ice gym, you're sliding down a hill. For the ghost gym, you're just doing a bunch of double battles. And then at the end of it, you fight the gym leader. And this is the worst part. The gym leader have two special Pokemon. They have the one Pokemon which is just by default, you want to show off your new Pokemon in the game. So for example, in the electric gym, they have Bellybolt, and no, that's your electric of the game. But then they also want to show off the Terra system, so then you have the final Pokemon, the strongest Pokemon, which terrestrializes, and that is, I fuck you not, just the most random Pokemon. Like, sometimes it makes sense. That's why I remember Miss Magius, because it has Levitate and the electric type, so it has no weaknesses. But then you also have, I don't even know what the terrestrialized Pokemon for the Ghost Gym was, because it's just random. There's no reason for me to remember, there's no reason for me to care, because it's just this random Pokemon that shows up out of nowhere. It's not integrated in the game. There's no like lore, there's no history, there's no nothing related to it. These Pokemon just show up, get their ass whipped, and I don't care. And that's why I love this Mimikyu trial, because it's part of the world, it's a ghost type. Why is there abandoned malls? Because the Tapus destroyed it because they angered the Tapus, so it's really integrating this into the world. This character Acerola is essentially just built around Mimikyu. Mimikyu is the thrown away Pokemon, it's lost and it's small and it just wants to be loved. And obviously Acerola, you can see she's all in rags everywhere, she's young, she's cute, she's pretty much like if Mimikyu was a real person. And you can see the both of them interacting in the trial. And that's why I remember them both so well. And with that, it is done. But while we're here, let's also give some concluding remarks on the Pokemon game, actually. That's the whole point of making this video, right? Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I have not completed it, technically. I don't actually have any memories of completing it, technically. I definitely completed Sun and Moon. I don't remember if I completed Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, technically. It's fine. It's just nice and refreshing. Like, play the new Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield, and like Pokemon keeps on letting you down, and then you return to Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and I get why it didn't maybe do so well, because it's a re-release and they didn't change that much from Sun and Moon, so it's not much to go off of. But if you take away that one like nail in the coffin, it's a good game. It's not bad. It could be better. It could be a lot worse. Newer games are a lot worse. It's sad that it didn't get us. It's sad that streamers and people can't really make videos about it because it's long. The intro cutscene itself is like 2 hours. You don't have any way to actually access the video because it's locked behind screen capture, which the 3DS does not have. Otherwise, it's fine. It's very much playable. There's a lot of Pokemon to choose from. The Pokemon selection is good. The difficulty is nice. Like, I don't Nuzlocke, so this is the closest thing I get to Nuzlocke, and it's generally quite difficult. Tractors are interesting enough where I want to do some out of them. Like, I'm not saying it's the best Pokemon game, but then and you have one side is Scarlet and Violet, which is honestly my least favorite game. I finished it, and while I was playing it, I had fun, but now in retrospect, it was not very good. And on the other side, you have Pokemon Emerald and Pokemon Crystal, because that's what modern streamers kind of grew up with. The people who are like 25 right now. That's all they play. Nobody ever makes any ROM hacks of Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, which is really a shame, because they're not bad games. It's just really refreshing. They have the mechanics of the newer games. Yeah, so it's a really nice mix, and I wish it was much more accessible, but not everyone has a 3DS. If you wanted to play from scratch, that's like £150 for the DS. And if you don't homebrew the console, maybe like £30-40. No way to capture card it. You can't really emulate it because maybe me, I have a really nice PC, so I can run as VTuber. But if you didn't have a good PC, like I used to run on my laptop, and it would just chug. My laptop would struggle playing Pokemon Soul Silver, so there's no way it would run anything on the 3DS. That's all I gotta say, really. It's a fine game. It's a perfectly fine and refreshing game. And if you have an access to a 3DS, go and homebrew it, go and play the game, and I don't think you'd be disappointed. It's generally just nice. If you like this style of video, just tell me. It's easy to do.